Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Nicole Madden here, going over the forecast with you. We do have that winter storm warning that's in effect for today, and we are expecting to see the first real significant winter storm for the Charlotte metro area in a couple of years. We're starting off the morning here with these very milky conditions across the region. Right now, if you're trying to get out or you want to run some errands here, the next few hours, you're still in the clear. It's getting closer to midday that we're going to start to see the snow fill in here, starting in the mountains and then pushing east over the next couple of hours. We saw a big burst of snow in Atlanta earlier this morning. This is a view here of Atlanta from Georgia Tech University's campus. You can see the snow here on the roofs, getting some reports of 3 to 5 inches of snow. Is this really wet snow that fell very quickly, and this is going to change over to a freezing rain. So Atlanta, a mess right now, seeing a lot of accidents, and just going to be a miserable day here for the Atlanta area. Now, we did see this quick burst of snowfall that stretched not only from Atlanta, but it actually moved into parts of South Carolina as well. Getting some reports of some sleet and snow mixing into Augusta, Aiken, and even seeing some of that light snowfall and light sleet here in Columbia this morning. So that's just to the south of us. We will gradually see that snowfall stretch a little bit further north and east over the next couple of hours. But this is going to be changing over as that warmer air nudges into Atlanta. Saw that big burst of snowfall here. That's really just making a mess here of 20 and 85. So not the best conditions. If you have any travel plans here into Atlanta later today, you may want to hold off and save those plans here for tomorrow. It is going to get dangerous on the roads later, and locally we're going to see those conditions worsen through the afternoon. That winter storm warning in effect from now through 7 o'clock Saturday. And walking you through our future track here, we will begin to see that snowfall build in here as we get towards lunchtime. This is our latest model outlook. We are going to see that snow stretching for areas west of 77, and then we will see that pass to the east here towards 4 o'clock, and that's where we're going to see those bigger bursts here of snowfall. You'll notice temperatures, they're going to be near freezing all day long. So any of the snow where people are traveling on some of these roads where it melts, it's going to ice over very quickly, and we're going to start to see some of that warmer air in the upper layers of the atmosphere start to nudge in, and that will create some of that icing. So we're going to see some sleet mixing in with some freezing rain getting into the second half of our day. As we move into the overnight hours here, so we're talking about past midnight, we will see this warmer nose edge up towards the 85 corridor, and that's where we're going to see that change for the Charlotte area from that snow sleet mix here into just a straight freezing rain. As we move into the start of the day here Saturday, all that wintry weather will be out of here really by 4 or 5 o'clock, and that's going to be clearing out here with just some light up snow in the mountains with that upslope flow continuing through Saturday morning. Now, it's still going to be icy at this point, definitely still going to have some issues out on the roads early Saturday morning, but Saturday afternoon we will see those temperatures warm up into the low 40s, so we are going to see some of that melting and then some refreezing. Totals are staying pretty much the same here across the area. South of 85, we're going to see a dusting up to an inch of snowfall. Near the 85 corridor, could see 1 to 2 inches of snow, and then we'll see upwards of 3 to 4 inches of snowfall here towards the I-40 stretch. Higher totals in the mountains. Some areas could see more than 6 inches of snow. But again, that changeover that's taking place, that's going to really compact that snow that falls, and it's going to lead to more of that sleet or more of those ice totals here for areas south of 85. Even in the Charlotte metro area, could see about 1/10 of an inch of ice, making things really slick. But south and east here, getting into Rockingham, Wadesboro, Sherrod, Chesterfield, that's where we could see 2/10 to even 1/4 of an inch, which weighing down on some power lines could cause some issues with some scattered power outages. We may see some sleet mix in as far north as the I-40 stretch here, but that's just going to be a light glaze of ice for what you can expect. So really the onset of the timing here with this snowfall is going to be through the afternoon. So about midday, we'll see it move into the mountains, stretching east through 3, 4 o'clock. So really messy. Last time here for you to be out on the roads here after 2, 3 o'clock. I really wouldn't risk it. If you don't have to be out traveling, stay put, stay home here and get cozy for the night. As we move into Friday night here, so we're talking after 6, 7 o'clock, we'll begin to see see that warmer air in the upper layers of the atmosphere melt some of the snow. It'll refreeze, and then it will be in the form here of either sleet or freezing rain, which is going to make things very messy for the 85 stretch here and for areas to the south. As we get towards 3, 4 o'clock, all of that wintry weather is going to be clearing out of the region, and then we are looking at some of that snowfall here to melt. Really, by the end of the weekend, most of the snow that falls across the Piedmont will melt, but we're going to be dealing with some of that refreezing, so you have to watch out for some of those icy spots, especially earlier in the mornings. So we can go back through. I don't know if there's any questions that we have here this morning, maybe about timing or anything else specific that you want to know. I know that there's been a lot of delays out at the Charlotte Douglas Airport, major issues in Dallas from the snow that fell yesterday. So I'm sure that's also adding to it, as that's another big hub. But we haven't even started to see the snow yet, but our neighbors to the south are getting in on some of that, more of that wintry weather. So I'll just step back here through some of the things that we're seeing right now, including the snow that has fallen here over Atlanta. So if you're just getting up, maybe just tuning in, not seeing the snow just yet here across the Charlotte metro region or into the mountains or foothills, but we will begin to see that snowfall move into the area here over the next couple of hours. Temperatures right now are cold enough. We got that high pressure system to our north, so that's really aiding and adding that first key ingredient we need to see some of that wintry weather. These are views right now over Atlanta where we saw 3 to 5 inches of snow. It was that really wet, heavy snow that fell very quickly. This is going to be changing over to a freezing rain over the next hour or so, and that's just going to cause even bigger problems here in the Atlanta metro region. So already seeing major traffic delays. People are getting stuck on hills because it all came down so fast and really not getting any good traction there. So this is a look at our estimated snowfall totals, and you could see some of those higher totals south of Atlanta getting into that 3 to 5 inch range, and further along areas in 85, we're going to see those conditions worsen over the next couple of hours. So no snow yet for the Charlotte metro area, but it's coming. That winter storm warning is in effect through Saturday morning, and we are going to see that first batch of snow push in as we get into the next few hours here of our day. By noon, going to see that snow for the mountains, and then moving to the west of 77, we'll start to see some of those heavier bands of snowfall. By the time we get towards 3, 4 o'clock, that'll be stretching east of 77. Temperature is going to be near freezing throughout the day, so if people are traveling, likely going to see those roads get iced over. Now, as we get into the early evening, 6, 7 o'clock, we'll begin to see that freezing rain mix here start to push from the south north towards the 85 corridor. That's going to be that changeover that we've been talking about. That's where we'll see that ice accumulation start to stack up with some of those higher totals here to the south and east of Charlotte, but even in the Charlotte metro area, looking at 1/10 of an inch of ice possible. This will continue through the overnight hours. By 3, 4 o'clock, all of this wintry weather is going to be clearing out, but still going to be icy tomorrow morning if you are going to be running any of those errands. And for the mountains, we'll see the snow continue to fall here, so we'll add another inch or two to the high country, to some of those totals. Now, temperatures during the day will warm up into the low 40s tomorrow, so we'll see some melting, but also some refreezing that's going to happen overnight by Sunday morning here. So you'll have to watch out for some of that, some of those icier conditions. But then we'll really see most of this melt here by early next week, even though it will stay cold well into the next week as well. I don't know if there's any questions.
Yep, the South Charlotte area and South Carolina areas, what are they expecting? I mean, is it going to be more of an ice situation, or will they see actual snow?
You'll get snow. You'll definitely get some snow. So the start of this is going to be snow. It's going to change over. So it's after 6, 7 o'clock that we'll start to see some of that freezing rain start to mix in and push to the north. So that's when it is going to be changing for you. But looking for South Charlotte, could see 1 inch to 2 inches of snowfall. Further south we get, and the further east we get, that's where we're going to see just really a dusting up to 1 inch. And then that freezing rain is going to be pushing in here, and that's really just going to dissipate any of those totals. So it's going to get pretty messy and iced over through the overnight hours. So if you want to see the snow, you got to check it out here early on, because it'll change pretty quickly for you. But it will start out as snow for just about everyone.
Some people are still at work and they're wanting to know what you think would be a good time to try to get home before it
Yeah, I would try to head home here by 2 o'clock at the latest. After that point, conditions are going to get pretty bad quickly, especially for some of those areas here and some of those side roads that haven't been treated. I know that they're working really hard to treat as many areas as possible, but it is going to be going downhill fast. So by 2 o'clock, I would say if you can pack up and take that hybrid schedule and work from home for the rest of the day, that's going to be a good bet. We'll have all these updates for you on the WCCB weather app and tonight on WCCB.